Okay, this is like the 5th time I've tried to make this because of my kids. But today's video is not a grocery haul. It's not a product list or anything like that. We've had a few new people join the group. Welcome. Just to cover the basics of what we're doing, this is a keto / low carb, sugar-free community that we're trying to build. But why are you here? What exactly is happening to your body? What is it we want our bodies to do? Keto actually stands for ketosis, which is a process in which your body is running on so few carbs that it has to switch to an alternative source of fuel to fuel your body. So because it is running on such a low amount of carbs, if none at all, it switches to burning fat, running off of fat. So in that process, it creates something known as ketones, which in essence causes you to burn fat at an even higher rate than if it were running off of carbohydrates. There are a lot of pros and cons. Anywhere you look, you can find people that support or have something negative to say about keto and low carb. I have found that it works really well for me and for my family and for my father who's diabetic. So a lot of times a keto or low carb diet is extremely beneficial for somebody who is a diabetic. For instance, my father, who has recently lost about 96 pounds, who was on insulin. He now has been taken off insulin. He has regained kidney function. So clearly it's very, very beneficial for people who are diabetic, but it's also extremely beneficial for people and young children who are epileptic because it increases brain function and cognitive ability. So this is the process in which we're trying to get our bodies into. I'm not going to push anybody to do keto. Keto is very strict. It's hard to maintain. It's hard to get into ketosis. One of the quickest ways to get into ketosis is to do intermittent fasting. There's a lot of information you can look about intermittent fasting, but it's pretty simple. Most people do a 16-8 or an 18-6 where you fast for 16 hours and you have an 8-hour window in which you can consume food. Not to carry on down that path too much. We can talk about that another time if anybody's interested, or you can ask Danny. Danny knows a lot about it. He's been doing intermittent fasting for a long time. I believe Kimberly was getting kind of stuck with doing keto low carb and wasn't seeing the results, so she started incorporating intermittent fasting into her keto lifestyle, and it's been working wonders for her. She can tell the difference. But I just wanted to explain exactly what we're doing and what the process is. Keto is not just a slang term. Your body is doing something differently, and we're trying to train your bodies to run off a different source of fuel, which is fat. With that being said, it's highly important when you're eating low to no carb to eat a good amount, majority amount of healthy fat in your diet. And by that I mean eating a lot of healthy oils, extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil. You see a lot of things I eat are avocado oil based because it's a good way to get in some fat. Full fat cheeses, hard cheeses, goat cheese, cheddar cheese, full fat sour cream, avocados, salmon. So just a list of things that you can eat, things to look for your diet would be any protein pretty much. You can eat whatever protein you want. However, if it is a protein that's fairly low in fat, like lean ground turkey or venison, like a white fish, you're going to want to find a way to cook that in some fat or add some fat into it, whether it be bacon or your healthy oil. And pretty much, I would say pretty much all fruits are off the table except for your berries. And we've talked about this before in my grocery list. So you want to stick to like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. But things like apples and bananas are high in carbs and high in sugar. You want to stay away from those. Pineapples, oranges, all of those things. Vegetables we've talked about before too. But just in case you're wondering, you do want to try and stick to vegetables that grow above ground. That's not to say that all vegetables and no below ground vegetables are not permitted, but you want to stick to things like leafy greens, spinach, kale, lettuce, butter lettuce. You can eat onions in moderation. Zucchini is great. Tomatoes in moderation. Mushrooms are a great source of protein, and they're pretty good in fiber too. Things you want to stay away from that seem like they might be healthy, but they really will kick you out of ketosis, and they're higher in carbs, are things like beans and legumes, potatoes, even sweet potatoes. Let's see, obviously you want to stay away from like rice and white breads in general, unless it's a low carb bread like the sola bread that I love so much. Yeah, I think that's about it. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what we're doing, what I'm trying to get your bodies to run off of. So if the lower your carb intake is and the closer you get to actually being in ketosis, you may find you get something called the keto flu. You may have heard of it. You're not really sick, but basically your body just kind of feels like it's run down, like you're kind of starving. You may get a little bit of a cold. It really will only last a week. And if you find that happening, you might need to just increase your electrolytes and your sodium intake a little bit to counterbalance that, but it will go away. And before you know it, you will feel amazing. So a lot of people, you might hear them also say, there's no way you're gonna have energy or make gains in the gym if you're not eating carbs. Well, that is true if your body is used to running off of carbohydrates, and that's its main source of energy. But once you switch your body over to running off of fat, I'm telling you, I feel amazing. Anybody who's been doing this lifestyle for a while will tell you they feel amazing, and they're able to still get some gains in the gym too. Even though I said this was not a grocery haul, I did want to tell you guys real quick, High Key came out with these almond flour crackers with only 2 net carbs per serving, and I think that it's 15 crackers. That's really good. They're like Cheez-Its. They're so good. Costco, I think, yeah, I believe we got these at Costco. They're so yummy. Just in case you really like Cheez-Its, which I do. They're a little bit on the salty side, but they're amazing. I want to share that with you. That's it today. I kept the video short, sweet. If you have any questions about what we're doing or why we're doing it, or if you're having any issues with energy and how we can help make this an easier transition for you, feel free to just shoot me a text. All right, thanks. Have a great day.